Hello, everybody. Fearmy Games back to another part of the Total War Rome to Cimmeria campaign using the amazing Divided Empire mod. We are back once again. A bit of a longer break between these episodes than I intended to, but still getting used to the new schedule. And to be honest, after work on the weekends, am like dead to the world for like the rest of the evening until I go to bed. So apologize for that.
As the main administrative center in the
Why are
region,
you...
the settlement contains both
Why do you
trade
think I
and
need you, advisor? Goodbye. So, guys, remember, we've officially liberated all of Greece at this point. You know, liberated, the southern tip that I didn't want, but we captured Macedon, this kind of area. That way we can have a nice contingent area with the rest of our empire. The only thing I wish I could have grabbed, but I didn't get, was Puldelva. But, our ally has it. That could be their reward for helping me out a little bit. If they start causing problems on the trade routes, we just smash them and be like, hey, you remember when you fucked with me? And, they're dead. But you kind of see the situation. The battle over here, doesn't look like Egypt and Rome are really fighting very much on the southern end of the war here. Because I know they're at war. I don't think they've made peace with each other. Let's double check. Yeah, they're still at war with Rome. And they should have military access through this region, if I'm not mistaken. So they should be able to fight each other. Plus, Egypt's also at war with the southern group over here. So I don't know quite why they're fighting. Maybe Egypt is going through too much trouble with maybe the Arabian Peninsula to really push them. And of course, I'm pushing Rome super hard to the north, and maybe that is causing some problems. If that is the case, then I guess, a bit of an oh well, and that, for them. It just means more Roman land for me to conquer. But when I do have a moment, when I finish with this army taking Salamis, I could definitely take this army then and march it down to the Arabian Peninsula and start slapping some people around. Ares Dread has finally made it to my brain just blanking on the name of this country, Mesopotamia. There we go. What's the point of studying history if you forget the name? Alright, so we're gonna do. I'm just kind of re-familiarizing with myself. It's been a little bit of time since I've looked at the situation myself. The Roman mercenaries will need time to rest and recover here after fighting off the Dacian army. It looks like it'll take about 4 turns before they replenish enough to actually move northwards to engage the enemy. So after this turn, I should be able to put them in fortified stance. Alternatively, I can actually bring these guys back to Petrodava to start resting and recovering. Let's see. We do have an army here besieging this settlement. And I think we could pretty easily take them on. These guys, looks like I'm going to use taking 2 turns to rest. And I think I was wanting to use these guys to try and cover the Aegean Ocean. Preferably with this other army here. Not the Ionian Sea. The Aegean Sea's over here. And try and start attacking the southern boot of Rome while I make my way through the northern lands here. Where there's quite a lot of enemies over here. We're not at war with these guys. I don't know if we just don't have any diplomacy with them. Yeah, it looks like, in terms of the map, these guys over here, you don't have any diplomacy beyond the Getae, which, as far as we can tell, is kind of limited over here. We have the smaller faction here, which we're at war with. They're not actually allied with Rome or anybody else. They just don't like me. Screw you too, I guess. And then, of course, we have... That was weird. Then we have Rome. Well, it looks like this is the one probably where the Spanish barbarians are, because the owner is unknown, but we've seen it. Wait a second. That's not making any difference. There, that's better. Sorry, I was just fixing a setting here, trying to negate something I noticed in the webcam. I didn't fix it entirely, but it's helped a little bit. I'll worry about it another time. Take out the ghetto will be nice. Because if we could take them out, that means our northern border is going to be secure. And to be honest, if they do own all the way to the Baltic Sea, this is the edge of the map. So there's no one to blindside us here if we do end up conquering this area. And at which point, we have one less border. We basically will be, at that point, consolidating our border westward more and more, which I don't think is a bad thing in the slightest. Okay. But I think, we'll get to the prime importance here of the battle. We're going to take this minor settlement, which is also where this faction starts. They don't start with Dominium, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure this faction starts with Epidomnos. I could be misremembering which faction's here. Let's start the assault. Let's see, we have the Odysseus' Wanderers versus the Gloria Vidicis, whoever that guy is. Apparently he had his army is a glory to him. My army is just a glory to my kingdom. I can't really say the empire, because we're not an empire, we are a kingdom. The kingdom of Cimmeria. Because it seems like too much of a bother to change into any other groupings, to be entirely honest with you. Okay. Considering we're up against, I think I'm going to do you guys on the flanks here of the hoplites. Basically just kind of deciding what my formation's going to look like. Probably going to do my standard, spearmen slightly off into the side. You can kind of do the archers basically in a line behind them, kind of slightly back. Just to reduce the chance of issues. A nice set of cavalry on either side. The army. Our back train kind of in the back, kind of being a nice little screen for the archers, because before they attack and try to kill my archers, they'll have to chop through the baggage train. And we'll kind of keep these elephants flexible, but kind of picking where I'm gonna at least start the map. Let's see. I'm missing one of you guys. Just in case that causes issue, let's where you make the formation group. So we are the aggressor. I don't know if the AI is going to say the fact that they do have the superior numbers in attack, but I'm going to assume that this is going to be a traditional attack battle. So I'm just going to fall back slightly here.
Quickly now. At your service. Riders of the devil!
There we go. We got our infantry moving about. These ones are the axemen, though they have their javelins out right now. So, the enemy has a fleet that is going to dock.
General! Ready for
Not overly concerned about them. That could definitely be a problem. We're going to wait for our hoplites to catch up before I move the line forward anymore. Because I don't know if I move my archers up if it's going to cause me any issues with the battle proper. But you know, I'm gonna speed up the thing just because I don't want to run them, but I also want them to move faster. You know, that'd be kind of nice. I think that's good. Let's do again, speed it up a little bit, give time. Just be ready to play in case the enemy decides to start moving forward, which is a possibility. Now that they are in range, they might decide to advance. But it looks like not currently. And we are peppering enemy cavalry. They do have shields, which will give them some protection from our bow fire, but not a crazy amount. Ours will go pew 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 pew. Because the horses are still susceptible to being shot at. So they're better than, no shields, but, they're still horsemen. Yeah, that unit's getting beat up. Yeah, there's the enemy general there. It's a phalanx unit. Now we've killed the enemy cav. Looks like they're just kind of moving another unit to fill up its spot, which means we get another target we can just kind of obliterate. Good old-fashioned Exodia, obliterate. Except Exodia in this instance is archers. But, kind of the same difference, I think. If I can find a way to get these guys in such position that they can potentially kill a lot of these archers that are on the boats, that would be amazing. But we'll kind of see right now. Our archers are doing just a bang-up job of killing the enemy because the enemy's not brave enough to advance forward against me. I don't think these archers are actually supposed to land, are going to land immediately. Part of me wonders if I maybe should have had these guys ready to charge. These guys landing sooner. Wait, actually, some of them are landing. Which is going to be the perfect time to strike. Just got to make sure the enemy doesn't advance unexpectedly. While we have a good line on them, things can always change. I do find it funny how I'm charging these guys, but the archers actually decided to charge somebody else. It's like, hello. Do you guys not know what's going on right now? The answer's probably not. Probably not. Consider these guys are light cav. I'm not expecting too much issues. And that was a good charge. They're down to 73 guys, and I've probably lost not as many as it seems to imply, because I don't think I started full troops. We probably lost 15 of those cav. Could be a worse trade. Could be a lot better though.
Ready and waiting. Shock cavalry ready.
I'm gonna get the cav back down the fight. They're actually getting a shot at right now, probably by javelins, I'm assuming. So they're actually not doing too hot. I'm trying to break out these cav for the melee, just because there is a lot of enemies. They're not strong enemies, but still, numbers do have an impact on things. This has actually drawn the enemy to start moving, so I actually need to react to this. I'm gonna pull these guys over here. Let me see what the situation's like over here.
Orders.
I'm gonna get this unit charged over here and then kind of circle them around. The enemy cav is surprisingly just standing here next to these spearmen. I was actually expecting them to. I thought they were like gonna do something worse than that. The enemy is charging over here against a front line, but we seem to be doing okay otherwise. Our cav are actually winning this, doing a great job over here, but I'm still gonna back out.
Orders understood. Yes,
You over here, you more over here. They're active, they're not yet winded. What's the situation over here, General?
Step archers.
These guys are still doing a good job of holding the line.
Step archers!
But we're definitely in a situation right now, at least, where the enemy is going to try making use of their numbers as much as possible.
Understood.
You guys still have arrows left, so I'm going to actually try and migrate some of the troops around to make use of that fact.
By your command.
I'm going to fall these guys back. They're getting a little too beaten up by the enemy's javelins and archers and stuff for me to feel like it's worth wasting them anymore.
Ready for battle!
I'm going to throw in the elephants now into the fray. Now that everything's kind of engaged. Those guys are broken but not shattered. These guys are getting a charge off here.
Companion cavalry.
They really hate these guys, don't they?
Take aim! Companion cavalry at your service. Let's forward!
Getting a counter charge there to try and offset how much damage it's going to do. Meanwhile, I am sending my general to try and counter them. Things are looking a little bit hard over here on the center lines, where our guys are being quite heavily pressured just by the sheer amount of enemies bearing down on them. And plus, it looks like they got like a small flanking force, not a significant presence, but it was negatively affecting our guys' morale.
Ex-warriors!
Not good for us. What's the situation right now?
General! Your orders?
We actually stopped the flank here, and seems to have kind of fixed that problem.
Ready!
Our elephants are doing good work. These guys are going to win their fight without an issue. Looks like the unit that broke hasn't returned to cause us problems on our left flank yet.
Orders! Command up! Ex-warriors!
And right now I'm trying to get my growing advantage and putting it to good use.
Companion cavalry!
This our unit needs to run away now. But have it run around the back here.
General!
General Swinning is doing pretty good. They're going to drive off those cav. My flanking units, I'm going to start engaging them now.
Archers!
Looks like combat is starting to stabilize, but our guys should still win. These guys are winded, while my guys are fresh. So, yeah, they're back to winning instead of even anymore.
Fights ready!
Our guys, yeah, looks like everything is kind of slowly
Archers!
going in our favor more and more.
We await your command.
Just to make sure these guys don't come back more than anything else, I'm going to start attacking with you guys.
Come charge! Missile armed warriors!
I probably should have you guys do the same, and then I'm going to take you guys and start utilizing you guys as a flanking force yourselves now that you guys are out of arrows. Oh, yes, this is looking very good for us right now. I guess target mode is not G, that's group. I forgot about that.
Ready for orders! We await your command. Archers!
Turn off guard mode and keep kind of driving them back. What's the situation with our general?
To forward! Ready and waiting.
Once I have this group engaged, I'm going to switch out the general. Because I'd rather not have the general just locked in this combat if I can help it.
Companion
But
cavalry.
both sets are winning right now. Unit is losing decisively, so I'll keep more of an eye on that. The rest of the army is faltering on the enemy side. We've broken through the front line. It looked slightly touch and go there for a moment, but once we got past that initial weakening of our axemen's will to keep up the fight, the rest of the battle just kind of fell into place for us. I'm going to fall back the general now from that spot. Well, my general's still kind of considered fresh, so I'm gonna actually have him charge over here. I'm gonna have this.
Companion cavalry.
Oh, I didn't even realize I was walking you. Otherwise, I would have been a bit more careful with what was going on over here. The enemy is starting to spark more of their fleet because they hadn't sparked all of them. So we will have to be ready for that. Having these archers chase down the fleeing targets just to either turn them from broken to shattered, or to at the very minimum, I'm just trying to think of where to position these guys real fast. But at the very minimum, my brain does not remember how I was going to finish that sentence. I'm sorry, guys. I think I was saying kill them, or at the very minimum, keep them from coming back. I think that's what I was in the middle of saying with these archers. Sorry, it's getting a little bit late, and my brain is like, I know you wanted to get all of these in, but what if I don't want to? It's like, it would be great if you could work with me on this one. What's my general looking like? I'm gonna fall back over here with my general. These units are they should be considered fresh, so I don't want to kind of risk my cav on that if I can help it.
Companion cavalry.
General's pushing in there. What I'm trying to do with these guys is try to pincer the enemy in order to dissuade them from doing much of anything. Perfect. Looks like these guys have killed the round target. I'm gonna give these guys a second to rest. What's the situation over here? They're doing good. I'm gonna... Never mind, looks like the general's gonna kill him. I was gonna say I'm gonna move these guys over here to assist my general, but my general has actually won his battle without any additional assistance.
Archers!
I do wonder when army loss is going to kick in on these guys, considering just how much of their army I've slaughtered. I don't know how army losses necessarily works with garrisons. I know it does affect them, but I don't know. Because these are technically like a garrison fleet, a garrison army, a actual army that was like not very big, and then I think an actual navy that was not very big. If memory is serving correctly here. Yeah, my general is probably pretty tired. Only winded, but still, winded will negatively impact his performance capabilities. We'll need some assistance here. Yeah, they're about to break. Now there's army losses that I was waiting for. My elephant was the final nail in the coffin. They charged in, beat him up. We had only 2,247 men, and the enemy had 4,492 troops deployed. They were like 2 men away from being exactly double our unit count, and we lost only 475 men. They lost 3,742 men. And we only killed 3 of our own guys with archers. So I think that's a win. Our archers were definitely heroes of this battle. 490 kills. That is the top kills here in the army. Goes to one of my archers. The second most amount of kills looks like goes to my elephants with 309 kills. And then second place was actually this axeman here. This is not the axeman that was like almost routed. That one only has 49 kills. This is the one that was hardly contested by the enemy and I just sent into flank. Pretty sure that's what that one is, because the other one should be less healthy. And then the third was an elephant, and then the fourth was an archer. And we're just going to occupy. We're not going to liberate. This land is our land. And we'll, start getting this converted over. I don't think I have a naval base over on this ocean, so it might not be bad to build this up into its own kind of, like my warship of of this region. Hellenic colony. Why not? Sounds like fun. And I do like granaries. Let's build a granary here.
At your command.
Now, we won't be able to immediately take this area, and we do have an enemy 20 stack here that we're going to have to contend with, and I don't think there's another army that I can send in to deal with him right this moment. But if I do take Zagestica, which I won't be able to do until next turn, that'll actually give me this whole region here under my control. At which point I can then circle this arm. I can do either two things: keep this army here and maybe defend my new province, or what I'm leaning towards doing is I could take this army once I capture Zagestica and it's time to recover. I could then circle around the Yater and then to Dominium to kind of group up with this guy to take that capital. And then at that point, these guys can resync up and head northward while my other two armies are in the south. Doesn't sound like a bad plan, at least, to me. I don't think I have any other battles that I was holding off of from last time. Ares Red is moving around. The Centaur. These guys. These are half the movement. I don't want to move them from where they are.
Get the stakes up.
Because they won't reach his thrust. So I'm going to leave them here because they can get a little bit of replenishment. Apparently not very many guys. They had some attrition. That's what happened there. But I can take Istros and, hopefully get rid of these barbarians in the north at some point. Because with them gone, we will be the undisputed masters of this region, leaving just Rome to need to be conquered. Now we'll to the end turn sequence. So Rome has two armies on Syracuse, which is a brace for some. Oh,
the storm has
I have no interest in your peace because you're still at war with Egypt. Make peace with Egypt, and then I'll make peace with you. Yeah, this kind of plays into my theory about Egypt struggling with the Arabian Peninsula, because Egypt is currently being raided by that faction. Oh, Ares Dread, something happened to the guy. I'll have to see what happened. But we're going to want somebody from our dynasty to take the mantle. Just trying to kind of see what the stats look like. So you, this guy is the one. No, I want. Yeah, let me just see what you are. You are not a bad choice. You have some nice bonuses there. Outside of the Empire maintenance issue, but he does give a lot of bonuses to his men. And hopefully he would be able to, grow more as a general. Oh, Lucan II, I think that was my faction leader, died of natural causes as he was marching through Mesopotamia. No, that Lucan II, he was not my faction leader, apparently. I thought he was. I don't think there's a search function to find out who that guy was. But this guy, though, is a general. But he's the general who's by Apolloniana, who I'd be sending into Rome. Not sure that's the best thing to do with your faction leader. Send him into the most dangerous area, and then be like, "Hey, take over the Roman homeland." Faction leader's like, "Yeah, I got this. There's a reason why I'm the faction leader." You know, that's kind of funny. I didn't even think about what army he was in. Oh, there it is. Lucan II. It's this guy. Age 66. He was adopted. It looks like he wasn't married. So he kind of, like, you know, didn't leave a lasting legacy. Fortunately for him. The Gods of War. Alright, so I have like 4 archers. I need one more Populi unit. But there's not enough Eugencies right now, so I'm gonna have to get a basic Populi unit trained, it looks like. It looks like I can't even do it next turn. So I'm gonna hold off on Gods of War. Next turn I'm gonna come back, see if I get enough population growth to warrant that unit. If not, then oh well. I'll just get a basic hoplite. I might even just use mercenaries, fill out that last unit, and then advance across to Salamis. Take that out, making it so Rome no longer has any presence in the east. And then I can then take that army and start cleaning up these guys here. Haven't been a threat to me at all, but seem to be a small thorn in the side of Egypt. Though I say that, these guys, I think only have 3 settlements. It looks like maybe his 4th one is hidden here. Interesting. Okay. But I think that's going to be it for this part. We finally have these 2 armies in position, so I'm going to hopefully be able to safely get them across the Ionian Sea to Taurus, and hopefully together they could take it. We could build a base of operations there. I do think it'd be a good idea we still take Taurus, but we push south into Sicily. That's what it is. Sicily. Take these 3. That way the Romans don't have a back way by land, at least, to backstab me as before I push northwards, which also gives time for my armies over here to kind of clean up these barbarians and then push in through the north. I think that'll be kind of my game plan. With that, the yawn, I was not expecting that one. We'll be doing this battle next time. I'm just going to leave right now and in the circle. Nice way to clear those guys out. And then, with the winter, I'm not sure if I still have enough moment to get to Istros. Looks like I will. This one's going to be even easier, looks like. Like, to the point where I could even auto-resolve it, but I'd rather not lose 10% of my men for free. So I'm going to fight it out and probably lose, like, maybe 1 or 2% of my men. Which is definitely improvement over the odds that they're giving me. They don't have much movement because of the wind, because of the snow. But I'm going to try getting these guys back to Petrodava, in order to hopefully get a better replenishment rate than what they currently have. That way they can then push north once more. Get an olive oil factory done. Let's see. Mazaca. The pesos. looking through my buildings. Now that I don't have to worry as much about food, I mean, it's still something to consider in the back of my mind, but now I have like a hold on it, like to the point where I can see the future, you know, how to progress this further. I'm looking forward to upgrading as many of these buildings as I can. It looks like nothing is currently in need of an upgrade. It looks like everything is currently either process of being upgraded or as fully upgraded as I can do it. I'm checking real fast to see loyalties. Looks like everyone's loyalty is positive right now. So I have 0% chance right now of a civil war. We have 64% of the influence. I think that's higher than we had before. The Fangorian nobility have 33%. And through my efforts, I think it was either an episode or two ago, we have gotten the Pantiac nobility and the Taniac nobility to have altogether 3%. Panticapiac nobility, I don't know if I said that right at all, has 2%, with the Taniac being 1%. And the reason why I'm happy that they have this situation going on is that I'm hoping their popularity it will at least help me against the Fangorian nobility, who are, you know, the second strongest group. My faction being 64%, you know, them 33%. You know, it's between the two of us. Realistically, it's a two-party system. These third parties, man, just a minor little thing under my boot. Well, the Imperium is giving us a lot of penalties, which is a shame. I'm assuming this is both like supposed to be like both a realism thing, but also also just like a way to kind of like make things hard as you grow up. Because when you get bigger, it's really hard for the AI because it's not very good to really threaten you after a certain point. And I think that's kind of what's going on there. One thing we will need to consider is that once we conquer all of Rome, you know, we basically be done with the campaign at that point. But at which point, where will we want our new capital? Because the reason why our current capital is in Tushpa over here is because it's at a time the center of our empire. I mean, it's still pretty well centered given the current situation, but, you know, the argument might say that a good future capital could be Pella, that we've conquered from Macedon, because it would be in the middle between our Roman holdings that we're eventually going to take and our old holdings of old. Like the exact center would, funnily enough, be where Byzantium will be eventually, or, you know, Constantinople will be in a few centuries. Or in this case, Nicomedia honestly would not be a bad thing. Like, if I was going to choose an enemy to, an ally to betray, I would betray these guys, take all 3 of their lands, that way I can complete 2 provinces of mine. Actually, all 4 of their cities, I should say. And then make Nicomedia my capital. And I think that'd actually be the perfect spot. But anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I know my face goes from between really bright to not bright. I'm still figuring out a way to fix it. I think the only way to really fix it is if I bought a new light, put it over my monitor over here. That because I do have my monitor light that I'm primarily used to the desk, what I can turn it to hit my face. You know, and that does something. Like, you know, I just made myself a little less dark. But it is still a situation where the light of the monitor, I notice, will still have an effect, which I think is why I need a light over here. One that is stronger than my monitor's brightness. So changing my monitor will not affect, hopefully, as much, if at all, my face. And at that point I could tweak the settings to make up for it. But that's a problem for another day. I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, wherever you guys may be, and I'll see you guys next time.